This episode of Phenomenon was made possible by our friends at Freshway. Eat fresh. Good morning, Venezuela. I'm your host, Peter Griffin, and I'll be providing your entertainment. Today, we're going to learn about phenomenons and how they happen. This morning program is going to be about the Catatumbo lightning storms. The Catatumbo lightning is an event of lightning storms that lasts up to 60 minutes. This phenomenon happens very often. We'll head out to Keith, who is at the scene. It's all yours, Keith.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, definitely not something you want to be in. We have about 160 of these lightning storms a year. That's definitely something to be shocked about.
We have the rare honor of having an expert. His name is Dr. Hong from Kyoto University in Japan. What do you know about these lightning storms?
Thank you. First off, you have to take a look at the location of Catatumbo. The storms are likely the result of the winds blowing across the Maracaibo Lake and the surrounding swampy plains. The topography of the area is unique because two walls of mountains surround Lake Maracaibo from three sides. When hot, moist air from the Caribbean flows into the Maracaibo Basin from the only side that is free of mountains, it is met with cooler air from the Andes and is forced upwards. The vapor then begins to condense, forming clouds that discharge electricity, and ultimately, lightning is produced. The whole process is fueled by the constant supply of warm, moist air in the Maracaibo Basin that results from the scorching sun.
Where do the storms occur within this area?
They often occur at the mouth of the Catatumbo River, but they often vary.
Thank you so much for helping our viewers understand these storms a little better. These storms are almost non-stop, and maybe will help if people know a little more about them. Now we're going to send it back to Catatumbo, where Keith is with an eyewitness.
Alberto, how does you and your family deal with these thunderstorms that happen almost every night?
Well, we have to secure everything in our home so it doesn't get blown away by the heavy winds. We also need to take precautions so that our belongings don't be electrocuted by the lightning, and a lot of fires that started in the lightning. So what we need to do is take our flammable things and move it away.
Interesting. Since you've experienced these storms often, does it ever get old?
Yes and no. Yes, because I'm tired of having to worry about my family and the house being ruined or burned down. No, because they provide such a beautiful show that I cannot forget.
Alberto, do you have any personal stories from your childhood of these lightning storms?
Well, I remember when I was 8 years old and I had no realization of how dangerous lightning can be. While my father and I were watching the lightning at night, I wanted to see up close. My father said no because it was too dangerous. Even though I liked danger, I was unaware of how dangerous lightning can be. So I sneaked out of my house and came pretty close to it. I almost lost my life. Luckily, I escaped in time. These storms happen very close offshore, so we saw them extremely often.
Thank you for your time, Alberto.
Of course.
Back to the studio, Peter.
And here's a quick message from our sponsors at Freshway Produce.
Freshway, where you can buy a free chicken sub. Eat fresh, just like the stands.
Okay, thanks for your information. This place is a show at night with lightning strikes constantly showing all different colors. We have a clip that shows what it's like in these storms. Look at all the colors and bright lights. These lights can be seen up to 250 miles away, and it has been said that colonial sailors used it for navigation.
According to Mother Nature Network, deforestation and agriculture have also added clouds of silt to the Catatumbo River and nearby lagoons, which experts like environmentalist Eric Kogora blame for weaker lightning shows even in non-drought years. This is a unique gift, he tells The Guardian, and we are at risk of losing it. Not everyone agrees the gift is in trouble, though. University of Zulia researcher Enzel Munoz told Slate in 2011, "We have no scientific evidence the Catatumbo lightning is disappearing," and added, "It may be intensifying due to methane from oil drilling at Lake Maracaibo." Either way, it's widely agreed the storm is a natural wonder and national treasure. Quigora has been trying since 2002 to get the area declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and while that's been difficult, he did recently succeed in lobbying for a Guinness World Record, most lightning per square kilometer per year. The Catatumbo lightning has been observed for centuries over Lake Maracaibo. The locals in the area are often alarmed when the lightning stops, even if for a while, as the lightnings have become such a regular part of their daily life, acting like a natural lighthouse guiding their direction in the darkness. The only time the Catatumbo lightning disappeared for an extended period of time in the previous century was in 1906, when it vanished for nearly 3 weeks. An 8.8 magnitude earthquake that triggered a tsunami was considered to be associated with the disappearance of the Catatumbo lightning during this time. This map that you can see on your screen shows the hotspots of lightning storms. Lightning storms depend a lot on the wind within the area. For example, in Florida, the reason they get so much lightning is because the two sea breezes are pushing up against each other, causing the ground air upward and triggers these storms.
I've just received more information about the Catatumbo lightning phenomenon. Not only can there be lightning, but also hurricanes, winds, tornadoes, and heavy rain form. Some people say that it can turn into utter chaos at night. It has very intense flashings every few seconds. The drought in Catatumbo has had a huge impact on the lightning. The more of a drought, the less often it will happen. It ceased from January to March 2010 due to a severe drought caused by the El Niño event.
These storms are not all bad either. They can be important to our Earth by replenishing our ozone layer. Another perspective on the Catatumbo lightning is thought by a man named Andrew Zabrowski. He investigated the area a total of 3 times with the help of the University of Andes. He concluded that the lightning hit several epicenters in the marshes of Juan Manuel de Aguas National Park, Claras Aguas Negras, and West Lake Maracaibo. He thought that this phenomenon happened due to warm and cold air currents that met around the area. He thought this in 1991. He also thought it could be because of the amount of uranium in the bedrock in the area. It is also very important to be able to predict these storms. As the global population grows, it is very important that scientists can alarm people when these storms are occurring. It is especially important that the countries where people work outside and have little sufficient lightning protection.
Thank you so much for coming to join us to educate these people about these storms.
No problem, it's been an honor.
Okay, well, what a morning it was today, and hope you all know a little more about these storms. This is Phenomenon News, with Peter Griffin signing out. This episode of Phenomenon was made possible by our friends at Freshway. Eat fresh.